Hello everyone, my name is Sumit and I welcome all of you to BISP Self-Learning Video Broadcast Solution. Today I am going to demonstrate you how to create and access WCF services of Windows Azure. In this tutorial, we will be going to create a WCF service for accessing SQL data or to save a record in an SQL data, and that database is on our Azure network. So let's switch to .NET and let's see how to create a WCF services in Windows Azure. So first of all, we need to create a service. So I'll open my SQL Server Visual Studio 2012, and in this I'm going to create a new project, and that project will be Azure Cloud Service Project, and I give a name BISP Data Connect. That will be my service name, and click on OK. In this dialog box, you need to select WCF service web roles because we are going to create WCF services, and OK. So once the project is ready, you need to check two files that must be available in your project, and those two files will be, first is iservice1.cs and second will be service1.svc. We need to use these two files. So let's see how to use these two files. So first of all, I'm going to open iservice1.cs, and here you can see here we have operation contract. So we need to define a function which can be accessed from service1.svc services. So I'll remove the existing code, the code which is already there. I'm just eliminating this code to make this code easy, to make it easily understandable and to make it clear. So I delete this, remove it, and here first of all I create a function here, public string insert user details and user details info. So this user details will be a class, because as you can see here, this it says an error message that user details this does not the namespace does not exist. So I'm going to create a class here, and let's create a class here. So I create a class public class user details. That will be my class. In this I need to create variables. So I create product ID and I set them string dot empty. So I'll copy it, 3 product ID, product name, and product price. After this we need to create data members. So I create data members, and in data members I define public string and product ID, and I set the values get and set. In get I write it will return product ID, and in set I'll set product ID is equal to, this should go within the bracket, so product ID is equal to value. So same, I'll create two more data members. So I'll copy paste them, product ID, product name, product price, and I'll change them, product name, this also product name, this is product price, and I'll change it to product price. This should be okay, and this also I'll set return, it will return product price, and this the set value, this also set it to product price. So In this iService1.cs, we have created one function and one class, and in class we have data members. Now let's switch to service.spc, and in this service.spc we will be going to set up a connection or establish a connection with our database. But before setting up a connection with a database, we need to set up a database in Azure. So as you can see here, I have already created a database online in Windows Azure, BISP database, and now I'm going to access the database from my SQL server locally on my desktop. So I open it and I'm going to connect it. So to get the server name, I'll click on this and we have got a server name here. So I copy this server name, copy, paste it, enter login ID password and connect it. So once the connection established successful, you can see here we have a database name as BISP database, and in that BISP database there will be a product table which contains the fields. We have got BISP database tables, and we have got two tables are here. One is account, one is product. So I'm going to use this product database, product table, and if we'll see this table, product table, so there are two records into that table. And the structure, you can see the structure as well. That's the structure. And if I execute this query, we can see we have product ID, product name, product price with two consecutive records. So I would like to connect my service with this particular database and with this table. So to do this, we need to set up a connection first. So first of all, I switch to service1.svc. I open this, and as you can see here, we have already removed the classes and the functions. So I delete them. And first of all, I create a function here, public string insert user details and user details info. So that's the function which we have created here, user details, insert user details. That's the same function. And when it get error, because this is we are getting this error because this function exists in webs in this service one. So we need to import here using BISP or WCF service one. Okay, so right, so okay, sorry, we do not need to include any resource here. That will be going to do in our client application. So here, first of all, I create string message. This will return a message, and let's say I'll write return message. So it will return a message. Then and here I'll create a new. I'm going to set up a new SQL connection. So I write here using system.data.sql client and using system.data, and I write here SQL connection con is equal to new SQL connection, and here we need to add a connection. Now what will be your connection string? So to get the connection string, what we can do is we can connect to database here. We can connect to database on our system, and then we can copy paste the connection string here itself. So to set up a connection here, I'll copy this, or to get the connection string, server name, authentication, then test the connection, look for database, BISP database, okay. And once the connection is successful, we'll get a new connection here, and we can get it. We can go to its property, and then we can copy the connection string from there and just paste it here. So I'll right click properties. That's our connection string. So I copy this and paste it here. Here we need to add the password. So I'm going to add a password here. So I'll set the password, and after that the connection established. I'll write open the connection. Then I write SQL command is equal to new SQL command, and new SQL command, and I write insert. Okay, so insert into, and let me write the code. Right. So I have complete the code, and here you can see I have created a parameterized command here. So because we will be going to pass the functions values here, and whatever values will be passed, those values will be stored into info.product ID, info.product name, info.product price, and it will execute the query. Then we check int result is equal to cmd. Sorry, it's already there. Int result is equal to cmd.execute non-query, and we check here that if result equal 1, it means if it is true, then we'll set message is equal to info dot product name plus details inserted successfully. And if it is wrong, or if it is not able to save the record, so it will add a message here, details not inserted successfully. And after that, before returning, we close the connection, and it will return a message. So that's all in this service. So service, now we will be going to publish this service on our Windows Azure Web Services, and then let's see how to use it. So first of all, we need to rebuild it or build it so that it will save successfully, and then we need to click on package and click on package. So once the package is created, we'll get two files, and we'll be going to use those two files. One will be the package file, second will be the configuration file, and these two files will be going to use to upload in our services, or it will be used as a WCF services. Now our next step will be we need to publish those files or those services which we have created. Those files we need to publish on our Windows Azure network. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new cloud service here. So I click on new and quickly create a new cloud service, and I give a name BISP data connect. It will check it exists, and I'll store it as in the eStage here and create it. So once the file is created, we need to upload those files into it. So BISP data connect, I expand it, click on dashboard, and in dashboard you will get a link over here to upload. So I click on upload, and first of all I give a name BISP data connect package file. So package file will get from our local system, so from locally. So this is our BISP data connect. So I'll go for BISP data connect, bin, release, app publish, and BISP data connect. So this is the package file. Next, I need to upload the configuration file. So I select the configuration file. I'll check this option, deploy even if one or more rules containing a single instance, and check it. It will start uploading. It will take some time, and once it is done, we'll use this in our client application. So let's see how to use this in our client application. So once it is successfully published, you can see we'll got a site URL here. So, and when I click on this site URL and cloudapp.net, I clicked on this service1.svc, and here I will get this service, this description, this WDS file. So that's the file or the reference which will be going to include in our client application to connect with the web services or WCF services online. So I copy this and create a new web application as a client application, and I'm going to design it. So very quickly I create a new project as a web application, ASP.NET web application, and I'm going to customize it. So there in Solution Explorer, first of all, I'm going to add a reference. So right click, add service reference, and I paste the address here. Click on go, and once you clicked on go, you will see service 1 is loaded, and in service 1 we have iService 1, and that's the function insert user details. So we are going to use this user detail function in our program. So I clicked on OK, and the service reference has been set with our application. Next step is I'm going to add a new form here. So right click, add, and web form, and I give a name to home page. And when I clicked on web config, you can see there is an endpoint is created. So that's the endpoint which is used to establish or to connect with a web service online. And after this, I write system dot web server default document files clear add value is equal to home page dot aspx. So that's I set home page dot aspx here. Next is I switch to homepage.aspx and I design this form. So here I create a table, HTML table. So I drag and drop one HTML table here. So it's a 3-column table. So I delete one column, I remove one column from here, delete and delete column. First is product ID, second product name, third product price, and I'm going to add 3 text fields to get the input from the user. So I add 3 text boxes, 1, 2, and 3. And next I want to add a button, and that button will be in center. So I modify this merge cell and add a button here. And just after this I want one label as well, one label to display the message. So I drag and drop one label. Then I expand this, right click property and change it, save record. Then I double click on the button and I'm going to write a code here to save the record. So to save the record, I write here service reference 1 dot service client. I create a new client here is equal to new service reference 1 dot service client, and I'm going to use this client to save the record. So first of all, user details user info is equal to new user details. So, and if you get this error, simply resolve it. And then user info dot product ID is equal to text box 1 dot text user info dot product name is equal to text box 2 dot text user info dot product price is equal to text box 3 dot text, and then string result is equal to client dot insert user details and user info. So that's the function which we have created in our services, and then we'll set label 1 dot text is equal to result. So that's all. Let's test this application. So we can test this application locally, or we can publish this web application on our webs on Azure network on our website, and then we can test it from there as well. So we can use both the options, both the ways are there. So either you can right click or publish it, or you can directly click on view in browser. So I simply press F5, or I simply clicked on this Google Chrome, so it will open the page and I enter the details 104, and I write the product name and enter the price, let's say this one, and clicked on save record. So if once the records successfully stored in the database, I'll got a message case detail inserted successfully. And now if I'll switch to my database and run the query again, we can see the record has been inserted here successfully. So that's the way how we can create a web service, and we can use that web service which is stored on our Azure network. So that's all in this video. If you have any questions or any queries, you can visit our website www.bispsolutions.com or bisptrainings.com. You can subscribe our YouTube channel for more videos on Windows Azure. Have a nice day ahead. Goodbye.